Tory would always say, you can't change human nature. And they're still saying it, right? God. So, the other school of anthropology says, with slightly more nuanced and subtle analysis, and the book I've been reading about this at the moment is called Sex at Dawn by Christopher Ryan and Chachilda Jetha. Now, this is a really fascinating book, and I recommend it to anyone that's interested in anthropology. It's the evolution of us as a species. And it says that, no, we come from a species that's much more like the bonobo, primates, who are sociable, friendly, more egalitarian. Their females and males have equal power in the relationships. They're much more, chummy with each other. They're much more into sex than violence. They don't do warfare against each other. They never go around bashing each other on the head. They are much more interested in making love and cuddling, and they actually do kissing, for instance, the bonobos. And when they make love face to face, like we humans do. Whereas the chimps don't. Their sex life is a bit limited. They never kiss, they never look at each other, and they do the rear entry type sex. So the authors of this book, and I strongly recommend it, it is a bestseller, it was on the New York Times bestseller list and so on, say, no, we are supposed to be like the bonobos. And that's why we all love making and courting, and we're coming up to Valentine's Day, and it's, this is the thing that we like, just like the bonobos did. The militarism, the chimp type behaviour is an aberration. And, how it got into the genetic mix and how we can stop it and control these people, the sort of Trump types, well, that's what we should be asking as peace scholars, peace researchers. Anyway, those are some interesting topics that I've been looking at in anthropological research, and I've been working on the mathematics of it. There's a whole field of mathematical anthropology, and because I'm looking at religious mathematics, I'm asking, a lot of very interesting questions about the evolution of religions and early primate cultures and hominids and early Homo sapiens. For 200,000 years, as the authors of Sex at Dawn point out, we were foragers, hunter-gatherers, who lived in these bands, which almost certainly were much more peaceful than not, were egalitarian. They didn't have vast food surpluses, so nothing to fight over. They were more sexually, communistic. They negotiated their sexual partnerships and were loyal to the tribe, and the children were raised cooperatively. So it wasn't the nuclear family idea. That wasn't happening. There were small bands of 100 maybe people of all ages, and you looked after them all. And that's a bit much more like the Native American Indian tribes of the plains of Canada and America, who had this sort of bonding with the tribe as a whole. And I think the Celts had that, and all the evidence is that the Celtic peoples had that, and the peoples of Gaul and Ireland and France and Scotland and Britain had that sort of tribal loyalty, and the sex thing was a sort of a feast experience you would do at Beltane, and it was a way of tribal bonding, the love of the whole people. Well, I think we need that for the whole planet now. That's why, the 60s and the Make Love Not War slogan was so important. We need to get that bonobo, lovey-dovey approach to life to win in this conflict. That's what's at stake, and that's why I oppose Brexit. The European Union was a visionary project of peacemaking. It was a bonobo project. I support it 100%. And the Brexit lot are the kind of evil demon chimps that are trying to break up the party. They're not going to win. They think they've won. They've won a battle. They won't win this war, This struggle, really. Struggle for truth, struggle for honour, and struggle for integrity. That's what's at stake here. And I wish the good people of Scotland and Britain and England and Ireland to work this out mathematically. You can get my book on ethical calculus, and you can work out the sums yourself. All I'm presenting in these talks is a sort of moral framework which I encourage you to work out for yourself. Now I'm going to finish with a poem, as is my wont. My poem to finish this week's talk. This one is called The Triple Secret. Written fairly recently. These are poems written in the last 4 or 5 years. The Triple Secret. All of us have the triple secret inside us. Like the cold clouds, the mountains, and the green valleys. The three worlds in an interlocked sacred performance. A symphony played with colours, textures, aspirations, views. This is the final secret of the pagans that you can't take from us, no matter how many fires you gather and kindle, no matter how many lies you spout and trot in your evil banality. It is the glory of the mountain in sunlight, its simultaneous uprising and downpouring, its river of rock, veined and trembling across eons, its mountainous thoughts humming with a far different rhythm to ours. Theirs an eonic view, godlike, that awaits patient as trees, animals, birds, humans, all coming to be in turn, in time, evolving here, to walk this way in wonder. So let us sing them now, these valley garthers, to Jupiter Poeninus, who is always watching, overseeing, Jupiter of the utmost tops of things, the highest point, the ascended one, Jupiter's son going back to old Zeus and his muse daughters, that astounding mixer of the waters, to whom the long travel of all heroes finally returns again. The triple secret to reclaim, its triple lock of loving, truth, and justice.